Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed non-binaries, and you, the new guy in the corner. Trash can all, welcome. And for the new folk, yes, you standing there at the edge of the trash fire, this is the right place. Snack tables to your left there. Grab a spot by the trash fire. It's bring your own chair, but not BYOB. So help yourself, grab some snacks, get comfortable. We're gonna be here a minute. So last time we pushed past the reanimator by exploiting its spawn mechanic, which is if you see the holes in the wall, baddies can spawn. If you do not look at the holes in the wall, the baddies cannot spawn. You're right, Ilya. We were failing to understand the spawn mechanics. We were, in fact, failing the spawn mechanics. But upon my chagrin, shock, and horror, to discover it was not. And up here, as you can see, it looks like the big empty, and that's for a reason. Because the entrance is only marked on the map on the upper level. It is 2 levels up from the floor, so it didn't show up. I'm glad my dungeoneering instincts kicked in and dragged me back up to, well, this seems big, empty, and weird, and the game does not naturally generate dead ends for the campaign. I thought maybe I got a hard lock glitch or a standing dead, but fortunately, not so. I don't hate standing deads. They're just sort of a fact of life back in the point and click days. Heretic's nest, you say. Hit nothing? She's a mid-close range then, Breath of the Desert then. Okay, well, I learned something. Oh, which reminds me, I can probably swap out that frenzy dust right about now. Doesn't save a lot of healing, but it saves enough. Speaking of which, I'm kind of low. Alright. Well, I'm not gonna waste a trip back to the old rest fit, to the old crystal shard, to the bonfire. I'll just explore what I can. If that hoists me on my own petard, which incidentally was the medieval equivalent of a blasting frame, a breaching frame. That's the words I'm looking for, a breaching frame. Its job was to damage the door it was attached to enough to let you through. So to be hoisted on your own petard means you got the fuse wrong and it blew early, or you're incredibly incompetent with it, whichever came first. Or you stood in the wrong place. Very, very akin to those that do not comprehend. You do not stand in the backdraft of the artillery fire type folks. The back blast will do you in. Best case scenario, you've got to explain to the rest of your crew, I'm an idiot, I am now injured because of that. Though there are smart people, bad things happen, and occasionally ideal circumstances are not met. And through no fault of their own, somebody else's goof puts you in the back blast or the recoil zone. Well, I'm lucky you're not aggressive there. They're a Molotov dude. I gotta say, the treetops are feeling a little samey-same these days. Like, I sort of recognize the base pieces. And like, well, they're interesting the first time through. I think the third time through, not as much. Oh, I nearly forgot. So last time we did add the Soul Anchor, which increases the duration of your summons, and for each summon out, increases your melee and range damage by 6.25% per summon minion. Lore goes a little something like this. Yesha's children cannot be commanded or controlled, but they will heed one whose soul is in balance. According to them, anyway. I don't know how you balance a soul. I assume with light and dark karma? Equal proportion? Well, if they're patrolling one direction, they'll patrol the other. Unless it's a loop. There we are. Whoa! Whoa, you're new. What the hell are those? Oh, that's what happens when a mage is up for more than 3 seconds. I kept missing over one shoulder or the other. It's a problem.
It's over.
I get a little hype. I get a little hyped, and I don't wait for the red on the crosshair. Well, we are, I hope, at least halfway through this dungeon. I am down to a single heal left. We'll burn the blood wart rather than that single dragon heart left. Pretty sure we got most of the loot here. You know, some dungeons are front heavy, some dungeons are back heavy, some are mid heavy, and some are only generous on gear and the secrets. How are we doing material-wise? I did cash in the materials again. We're doing good on hardened. We're doing pretty good on iron. And decent on everything else. I have blown through a fair bit of luminite. I brought a few more of the boss weapons up-ish to spec. Now, as it turns out, the only guaranteed drop of Simulacrum is on Apocalypse difficulty against world bosses. So if you're grinding that playset, that loadout scheme of yours, so obviously free pieces of armor, free weapons, Most people don't prioritize their melee weapon, though there is a trait for maxing out a non-boss weapon. So anything that uses Luminite isn't your friend in that one, although boss weapons do also need Luminite, or excuse me, do also need Simulacrum to max out. So that's 6 pieces you're looking at. And in the base game, you have a chance at 4. There's a slim chance you'll come across a Simulacrum in adventure mode. Just naturally heard a single piece somewhere in that world. Apparently they tend not to be very random. They tend to drop in very specific name sections, according to the Fextra Life there. And salty as I may be about Fextra Life's wording on occasion, they do good work. We're gonna see they seem to have a little discipline problem there.
Over there.
You know, in case I forget. I should, after I finish Exploiter and Executioner, probably go ahead and invest some in mod power generation. Make my life a little simpler. This toe-to-toe thing ain't great. I mean, I was making it work for a minute there. Oh, hey, we might have something new and shiny to show off. Okay. Well, less obvious items first. Okay. Pearl luminescence. Well, let's see what it do. Pearl luminescence. The wearer has a 70% chance to double the amount of luminite crystal acquired on pickup when killing elites. Handy if you're coming up short on luminite. All living things are built from the same materials, but only the wise can see this, or those with a physics degree that understand that we're all just stardust. In a very real sense, everything is just so much stardust. That's how everything happened. That's what science tells us. There's not to say there isn't room for faith in that debate, or that if you're of faith, that's a problem. I'm just saying, isn't it cool that the entire totality of what exists is made from literal stardust? That you are a ghost piloting an endoskeleton mineral system wrapped in the finest flesh. Although I have to say, the star-decked endoskeleton meat suit mechs, they really gotta do something about the general maintenance on these things. Like, it's self-regenerative for the most part. You can get dang near 80 years out of most of them. A little past if you really take care of it, but if you don't treat that self-regenerating system correctly, ooh, brother, that's gonna be problems. Well, we managed to make it through on our last charge of Dragonheart. Hmm. Looks like there's one corner I miss it. I want to take a minute. I'm going to check the two corners that I have blacked through there. And pause while I do that, just in case it's nothing and I'm being a little pedantic again. Well, gentle trashkin. Fair trashkin. As it turns out, I was right to go back and check this little hut-shaped corner. It's got adrenaline and a trait. The other was just a stairwell. There were some clay urns to bust up, though. But yeah, I almost left a purple on the table. Go figure. Well, Editor Rats, cut us back to the end of the dungeon, please and thank you. And thank you, Editor Rasp. Appreciate the hustle, buddy. I know we argue a lot. And I know, as your past self, that doesn't mean a whole lot, because I gotta say it before the offense occurs, on occasion. But, appreciate it. Alright, let's see what awaits us on the other side of the Scalding Glade. I hope it's not another... Yeah! Alright, we in... Oh, it's a boss fight. Well, I knew this was a possibility. Martyr's Garden. That doesn't sound good. Heck. Stormcaller 8. Knew there were gonna be ads, dang it. Oh, that's bad. Hurry. Yep. This is problems. A lot of problems. That splash damage. Oofta. Okay. Rapid strike unlocked. But I ain't leveled nothing to... Arsenal weapon on level 20. Do I have a melee weapon increased to level 20? Because I surely do not in my inventory. I think we just witnessed our second major glitch of this run. Okay, well, okay, one minor, one major, because I have certainly not leveled a weapon in melee to 21. I did not do. So I'm pretty sure something glitched out hard there. Well, I guess it's time to dip into the ethereal orbs and let's see. We finished Exploiter. Let's push Executioner. Let's laying yeah, let's take that off. Put it on our sniper rifle. Come at it with the best of boys. Yeah, let's stick with the best of boys. Did you know that because the community was concerned for the well-being of the desert good boy, he got his little rug? They're like, he a good boy, but he laying on bare metal. That's not good for him, joint. And the dev team was like, okay, we hear you. I know I mentioned it last bit, but that still thrills me to no end to know they care about their imaginary doggo. Oh, and you got elites? Time to heal up. That an exceptionally good boy right there. Yeah! That a good boy. Oh, that's a good boy. You have done me proud, that's a good boy. You have taken my failure and helped me to turn it into a win. Well, I don't think there's going to be any purples up here. There almost never are. But in case this is the one in a few hundred times it is. We get a trade out of this deal? Nah. Alright, Materia Storm Crystal. A valuable resource carried by the Stormcaller that can be used to forge a powerful weapon mod. The crystal grows from lymph nodes throughout the jungle. Lymph nodes. They refer to the crystals as lymph nodes, a reaction. Lymph nodes generate fluids, if I remember correctly. They help with infections, etc., etc. They store powerful electrical energy. Okay. So maybe some of the glowy stuff around here is stuff absorbing the crystal. Once alien to the pan, now integral to their life. Okay, so a little like us and, I guess, coal. Just, one step of the process is removed. There we go. You don't always need to blast everything. Sometimes... Ah! And a chest for our troubles. Well, we have in a very short time. Because believe it or not, this is the same session as me testing out the no-look tactic on the Radiant Tomb there. The what I'm referring to is the salt of the reanimators. I'm sure Stormcrawler is not a world boss and they don't have an alt kill. But at the same time, I'm curious. I'm betting we just get the mod out of the deal. I do welcome lightning to my lineup of potential doom. Like, it's kind of uneven as concerns bosses and spawns. Some can do you a lot of good, some can only do you a little good, and some can do you next to no good whatsoever. I mean, they're an extra target, and sometimes that's the best they can do for the fight. If you need numbers, the seeds are great for numbers, especially if that has Soul Anchor up. I know it's a little dull to see me practicing my trade of trash bear, rooting around through loose bits of trash in my free time like this. Not the game, no, just the trash present in the game. Alright, well, is there anything interesting here, or... she's close top, but not so high that I... Interesting. I think those are the only proper coffins we've seen. The proper sarcophagi. I guess my brain went, well, they're wrapped and mummified. Why would they need a container? Obviously, they just slap them into the alcoves, Draugr style, from Skyrim. I seem to have some interesting mix, because you have mummified, preserved, and put up, like here. You have mummified and put in the earth, and mummified and put in a above ground vault or crypt like this, which the reason you build crypts very often is that there is a low water level and you can't dig down, is the practical side. I wonder if perhaps shifting taboos or traditions among the pawn. Well, I didn't know I could break those. Do now. We did a science. Well, I am glad to have a continued pathway in this session, boy howdy. I'm real happy with that progresso. That's some good progresso with that prosciutto and mozzarella is what that is. Well, long story short, today didn't go great for me work-wise. Nothing as far as fault or blame on my end, because for 2 days it was below 25-ish. Like, it was negative 25-1, or negative 9-1, and like negative 25 the next, and apparently the electrical system just gave out for a section. Like, it was fine the day before, we had it running, we had addressed the issue properly, it was a correct fix with right tools and proper parts. We had swapped out the failing parts. Without getting into the detail of it, we left it running overnight. We come in, we fire up the line, then the motor, the parts attached faulted. And it's us going, these are fresh parts. These are new and correct fit. What just happened? And alas, it was major enough a problem we had to call in the pros. Oh, which reminds me. Bing. That's a hell of a twist lock, man. Somebody had to break themselves to forge and or mold those parts. Dear Lord, can I get a look at that mech? Okay, so it's kind of the half circle mount. All right, that seems a lot more ambitious than it turned out to be. Well, let's see McCabe. Let's get some more lore. Oh, so, obviously I record these ahead of drop. But, I've been in a real Remnant kink for the last week here. It's most of the playing I've got done. If all goes well, I'll get a little more Wild Arms in on the weekend proper.
Anything you need?
Then I got vacation, so I'm gonna be cranking out as much as I can before I get bored, tired, or sore. Or salty. Which was a near thing.
Fine, let's have a look.
Storm color. Conjures electrical storm around the caster, which discharges lightning that deals 40 shock to nearby enemies within 35 meters, and reduces incoming damage by 50%? And you can cancel it?
We're done here?
Oh, mama. That's some good damage AoE option there. That is a significant meatball. But yeah, long story short, the problem at work's being addressed. I'm grateful not to be stuck in a colder part of the building for the day. That's nice. We have heaters there, just it's real wet and wet cold garbage, let me tell you, is its own unique variety of misery. But you know, I do it because somebody needs to, and the deal is, for the position, like, we aren't at full staff. Kind of a deal. Most places aren't these days right now. But you know, I'm making the best money of my life. I see the opportunity to... I see it as an opportunity anyway, to contribute, gain a little bit of respect from my peers, do a needful thing, and not have to go far out of my way to do it, and keep us running, and maybe keep us off extended hours a little longer by doing what's needful. I do it no hesitation whatsoever. It's like my whole thing. I really like not having to work most weekends. You know, because for the longest while, I was delivering pizza, and without getting into the who or where of it, I have fond memories of the staff, I have fond memories of some of the customers. Like, 90% of folks were great. And like, you get a real broadening of your sense of the world when you work the service industry. When you see how folks behave when they think that no one who matters is watching. It really changes your perspective. And so I'm a big advocate that no one should have to work a career in service that doesn't choose to, ideally. Oh, hey. More stuff. Alright. Just, take care of these loose loots. Oh, they're purple. I think that's... the second proper of the session. Ring of Shadows, you say? Think we might have just been handed a summoner build. Alright. Yeah. Equipables. Oh, I hear somebody snoop. Here's somebody tip-tapping. I hear a mage a bopping. Who's keeping time for a waltz down there? I will light you up, buddy. I want to say here to my right. Yep. Hey! Exploiter pays off. What do you know? Oh, hey. Some bandages. Bleed is always a possibility in my head for status alignments. And bleed has done me in so many times against Gorefist. Should probably invest in a little more consumption speed from the unclean and glutton. Ah, these bronzes are gorgeous. What's that brass? I'm never sure. I'm a terrible metallurgist. I mean, I want to assume... I want to say brass. I want to say brass. I'm not sure. I don't know. Wait, it's not green. Yeah. 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 I'ma go brass. Bronze goes green, yeah? Yeah. Like again, on the map. Like, I really have... big appreciate... I appreciate that they're big and bright and glowing, but you might notice from 2 levels down, I can just see it, and as far as I can know, that may just be torches. It's not bad design, just I really wish that marker would persist, regardless of level, or with perhaps a little break up or down. I'm gesturing for no one and smack my mic. Up or down to indicate, hey, this way would be nice. I'd certainly appreciate that gunfire. All right, the Tempest Court. Oh no, this might be world boss time. Yep. It will boss time. Hey. Wait, I don't understand the quiz. Ah. Okay, fascinating. I have no idea what that does. I don't know if Does a Good Voice going to do us any good here. But he did carry the day. Heck are you, bro? Oh, I remember you now. Okay, shaman-looking skull dude. That's a lot of dead Humes you have hanging on your chest there. May I ask, was that the original research team? Ah, man. Woof. Okay, so we got the crossbow elites. Crossbow elites, an AoE staff, spawnable staff, and a real aggressive big old looter. Okay. Well. Hmm. Yeah, I'll take some explosiva. The good news is you get free rounds with it. The bad news is that it's a firing mode, so you have to tap R to get into the firing mode, then aim and fire to use it. You can't just dump grenades downrange, so to speak. Excuse me, explosive shots downrange. Alright, we got any loose traits? Okay, no. Good, great. Free dose. Oh, I got caught between the jumps. I dodged at the wrong time. I should have sprinted, then dodged. In that order. Ah, okay, I see what I did wrong there. I kinda do like checking out the gear, seeing what weirdness happened. Like, the Desert Good Boy stuff is kinda weird looking, as far as that's a big honking tube attached. Why? I don't know. Alright, well, we broke it. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah! Oh, doing better than last time. Barely. Oh no! Our best run yet, and it's ruined by my positioning. Ah! Curse you, knockback! Okay. Alright. Alright, okay, alright. Well, you know, I should really learn to eat before I do a session, but anyway. Alright, we're gonna swap in Frenzy Dust. Movement, aim speed, and melee speed by 10 seconds. I think we're gonna do better with fire rate and reload. And we'll do our standard 1,500 investment of Mudtooth's Tonic and Stew. And Divine Nectar. Oh, I never went to grab the Divine Nectar. Well, Brain, you're just gonna have to eat this one. Okay, let's go. Best boy. I'm calling this one Explosivo Offensive. Yeah, that was new. Good bite. Come on, Totem Father, show me what you got. Big, creepy, generic shaman looking dude. Skull necklace. Dalsim looking honky. You Sasquatch. Yeah! Alright, we got it! Arcane Strike. Well, let's see what the, you know, I gotta read that on Rapid Strike. Bullets run out eventually, but blades and bludgeons. will last as long as you can. Alright, Arcane Strike increases mod power generation on melee hits. Few witness Yesa give birth. Few can claim even a fraction of her power. Those few are to be feared. And we got a vaccine, or we got my brain red vaccine, then the J point number. We got Executioner and a spare point, so we'll just keep that crit chance rolling, because even if you're the Deadeye, you're not hitting every time. Oh, there's a gap there. Good to know. Glad I didn't just rush blindly towards it. Oh, there's our exit. Alright. Good. Oh, and another boss chest for our troubles. I only call it a boss chest because it shows up afterward. Or afterward for me because I refused to loot the arena while fighting. Those things got real bad, real weird, and I'm out of bandages. I think we're gonna finally meet Ford here. There we are. Or am I gonna have to fight my Founder's Prison? Well, that is clearly our name for it. Yeah, them some big boys as far as Pan goes. So it's interesting we haven't seen any armored. Almost like a regression of the culture, tech-wise. I mean, that's not to say this is primitive tech. There seems to be a big gap between the ruling class and what we see down here are capable of. I suppose that's not atypical for Hey Ford. Sup? That was a weird angle.
Well, I'll be. Never thought I'd see a human again. How the hell did you get here? This world.
Same way as you. Well, the root mode told me.
The root mother, you said. Why would she send you after me? Rusted place? You mean Ward 17? Why in God's name would you? Oh, holy hell. Clawbone's the source. Harsgard's dreamer was the gate. My life's work. Fair warning. You're walking a pretty dangerous road. But maybe, just maybe, you'll succeed where I fail.
Possibly.
How can I help?
Incidentally, what's with fatigues, bro? Oh, I suppose you might have actually been Army. Who's Arsgard?
That madman connected a dreamer directly to the root. That's how it all started. I never saw it. How could I have? The root came from everywhere.
Yeah,
But if Clawbone's the center, tell you what, I know how to get in. There's a mirror in Ward 13, not where the survivors live, in the lower floors. Locked away. That
Yeah,
mirror
I know
is
it.
like a door to the other wards. Here. This key will let you unlock the computer connected to the mirror. Sure. Hell if I know. The root's been there since the beginning. And if the dragon, or whatever's in there now, is their master, bring everything you got. Don't take anything for granted.
Okay.
Look at me. Do I look like I still got any fight left in me? I wish I could.
It seems like you
Those
got plenty,
days
but...
are long gone. You I
Well,
regret giving up. The answer was right under my nose if only I hadn't
this
stopped looking.
this may come as a
It cost
shock.
me a lot to get this far.
Mm,
I sacrificed everything.
uh,
I knew
oh.
I'd had enough. Oh, I don't mean it's not worth a shot, especially if you've got nothing left to lose. Just do yourself a favor, huh? Accept the price you paid to get there.
Uh-huh.
It'll help you when it's over.
I do suppose. But one of those things they don't talk about a lot is when you're surviving from day to
Good
day, the ability to assess your situation, to think about it as if you're detached from it, is a luxury and an ability not everyone has. Like, for some, that time is better spent preparing for the next day. And when you're locked into that kind of cycle, it's real difficult to do any of that blue sky thinking. And, you know, I'll be the first to say, I am not a believer in the power of positive thinking. I think you're better off taking the smallest possible steps you can towards something better. Whatever that looks like for you. Well, I suppose we found Ford. We have gained another few traits, another few ring. Oh, I never read Nightmare. Let's take care of that before I start the rap. Oh, Ring of Shadows. That's what I was thinking of. Reduces enemy awareness range by 25%. Increases damage against non-aggressive enemies by 15%. Goes great with that other one for on a rare. The Krell are masters of trickery. In exchange for the fruit that withered the Feyen, they gave the Empress a fragment of their knowledge. It was poor recompense in hindsight. Oh, that's a jerk move, bro. Well, should be grateful they got a label class at all. But, yeah.
Hold there.
You got any of that simulacrum? Oh, and like you saw with me, very, 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 so much so that in free tunes, so to speak, in free runs, I have never seen the simulacrum in Ace's shop until this one. So potentially you can get a hold of 5, and you need a grand total of 6 to completely upgrade your armor. That's if you don't take any upgrades from the root mother for your Dragonheart. And my advice, take a couple of upgrades for your Dragonheart. Nah, not yet, buddy. So what I'm thinking is, plot-wise, scheduling, work-wise, for cranking these out, is next up is the boss of the base game. I'm thinking I may take a week off once that's done from playing Remnant. You know, let my body reset a little bit after we have that one in the bank. Let my brain uncoil from this dance number. Wait, yeah, I got another waypoint. Executioner, please. But yeah, after that, it's me doing some more lore hunts, and of course, lore and world hunts. Basically, I'll condense down to highlights and either combine them with the episode. If I have enough highlights, that are interesting enough. Obviously, any of the new fights will get recorded in their entirety, fails and all. Any weird instances or odd glitches will be in there. And if it's just the one or two, no big, those will get added to the episode itself. If I have enough to combine into a bit of a clip show, we'll go ahead and make editor Ras deal with that problem. I already have one in the hopper as we speak. That's when the first adventure highlights got edited. Is right about now. Like, it's in the queue. I just can't render and record at the same time. Bad things happen. So next we got the fight. We're heading back down to that weird little corner when I got the SMG. And from there it's a week off. I'm going to be doing more lore hunting from there. You know, hunting events, hunting items, hunting Barbas. Again, I swear I'll get you footage of a fight with Barbas, but, you know, you need at minimum, depending on your crew, because you can have up to 2 friends help out in co-op. So one instance of doing a betrayal and murking your friends for the cold-blooded trait. Doing in Barbas once. Exchanging for the watch once. And like for each of those, only the person who kills gets the cold-blooded trait. Everybody else just gets progress towards the suspicion trait, which is you get down 10 times by friendly fire. And weirdly enough, your friend's summons doing you damage count towards that, so then they can revive you and get credit towards Revivalist. It's a circle of salts. But it does come in handy, especially on Apocalypse difficulty, to take way less damage from friendly fire, because it's gonna happen sooner or later, no matter how good your fire discipline is in this game. Sometimes your friend's gonna pop in front of you, and it's gonna be, well, you got the trigger down on the SMG, or they're gonna clip your line of sight for the rifle. It's just gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. Alright, so let's...
Why am I going back out in the city?
Somebody with some sense.
I thought that this is all one mass hallucination. I have. Yeah, think about that a lot.
Damn, I'm hungry. I can't believe Ace goes into the city all the time. It's like asking the
That's
leaves
because...
for coffee.
That's because...
You touched that red crystal and just disappeared.
Yeah.
You were gone for a while. I figured you weren't coming back.
You know, I enjoy visiting Reggie. He carries smiles for everyone.
Yeah, good dude. But there was a brief with Ilzy. Wait, who's Reggie? I'm like, nice guy, gave me the Dragon Heart, has a prosthetic right leg, wears a postman's jacket.
Oh, traveler. Well, I mean, it seems I'll see you around.
Oh, okay. Oh, here he is.
Hello.
What's up? Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Try not to think about them. Be careful out there.
I'm pretty sure this kid's a dreamer. Best keep him the heck out of the lower levels. Nothing good can happen down there. I am ever so mildly annoyed I'm not allowed into the upper scrap deck. It's not the solution I'd posit, but I guess they were working with what materials they had on hand. Or could scavenge.
Can't imagine things look great out there. Hello again, friend. Glad to see you back.
Alright, no new voice lines. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode of Trash Tier Gaming. I've been your humble host, Rasp. So Trashkin, it's that time again. Take a minute, prepare yourself for the ending bop. Think about finishing that drink and snack. Have yourself a good stretch by the trash fire. You don't gotta go. But this one's ending, so you'll have another to pick at the end of the bop if you care to. Or you can call it a night. You're the boss of you. I ain't gonna tell you what to do. Just that you can do. So, thank you for watching as always. And until next time, good night and I'll see you in the next one.